Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. I'll be looking at fire signs for the month of December, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, and looking at what the general conditions are coming forward for them. I'll put some timestamps at the bottom of this video so you can go to your particular sign. So as it's Sagittarius season, we will look at Sagittarius first. So let's have a look. I'll be pulling from... I'm using my Tarot Grand Luxe by Cairo Marchetti. I'll be deepening the reading with my Spellcaster deck, and then I'll be pulling some Oracle cards at the end of each reading. But first to Sagittarius, what are the conditions coming forward for Sagittarius in December? First to Sagittarius, what are the conditions coming forward for Sagittarius in December? Sagittarius in December. Sagittarius in December. So I'm getting an image of a book here, and I feel that for some Sagittarians it's going to be a lot of learning occurring in December, whether or not that you're actually formally studying or whether this is learning about life. As we learn, we get those wonderful insights that come forward, which allow us to ascend and change as a person and grow as a person. So I feel that there will be learning for Sagittarians, some Sagittarians in the month of December. So what's coming up, Spirit, for Sagittarius in December? What's coming up for Sagittarius in December? Okay. I'm reminded to say to you also, have faith. That if the going gets tough, have faith. Have faith in yourself and have faith in the divine flow, and that everything is occurring as it should, and everything is occurring for our highest benefit. So I've got the first card out is the Wheel of Fortune, and I will bring the laptop down so that we can you can see the cards. So the Wheel of Fortune as our first card out. As we know, this is around a karmic. This could be a karmic, fairly heavily karmically weighed situation. We've got the wheel turning though. So what was challenging? It's a number 10. So again, ending of something, moving through the cycles. Moving toward closing something down and starting something again, perhaps with the benefit of wisdom and hindsight, gathering all you learn in order to start something new. So rest assured, Sagittarians, things are changing, and things are changing for the better. We have the King of Wands here, very much a Sagittarian energy. The King of Wands brings forward leadership, brings forward an understanding of what is good leadership. Leadership isn't just about who's boss. Leadership can sometimes be about facilitating others and allowing others to step into a leadership role. So there is a learning and a deepening of wisdom here, and particularly around leadership and facilitating leadership for others. This is a karmic cycle here for you, closing down and having this wisdom, this learning as we move through December. We again have the Six of Wands, very much Sagittarian energy coming through in this reading already. The Six of Wands is about victory, and I feel that the insights that you're going to get this in December will allow you toward the end of December, as the sun moves into Capricorn, will allow you to stand back and as challenging as things have been with this wheel, perhaps telling me that things have been a little bit rough in the past, there is victory ahead for you as we close down the year here, and as the sun moves from your sign into Capricorn. We've got the 10 of Coins, and so family, community is very important, and this is also around savings and what we accrue in our lifetimes, legacies and benefits. These are wonderful cards, Sagittarius, absolutely wonderful cards. I can't see anything negative here. You are closing down or moving from a very negative situation into something that is actually going to transform for you. So I'm getting a draw to those Sagittarians who are who have career at the front of mind. I feel that there's going to be a win here for you. Perhaps even a leadership role, but this is hard fought. You've earned this. Let's keep going. We've got the Empress energy, abundance. So there is some kind of you know, I would use the word windfall in some way. There is something, and I'm getting drawn to the money being put into this jar, the saving for the future. There is something coming up for you that actually will, it's quite a significant change. It could be you're thinking about working on a creative project, because I'm drawn to this baby in this card. There is the birth of something new here. For some Sagittarians. So if you are working on something new, if you are considering doing something new, it appears that there is karma coming through that will change and open up this new pathway for you. We've got the Emperor right underneath the King of Wands. This again could be you stepping into your own power, and part of that, again, a wise and benevolent leader allows others to step forward. You don't have to have control. You only have to steer and guide others to step forward and take leadership roles. But for those that have been struggling with the situation, there is more control coming into that situation as we move through December. Wonderful cards, Sagittarius. A beautiful new start with this number 1 right underneath the victory card. So yeah, these are beautiful cards for you. Let's have a look at, underneath the 10, we've got another 10, double 10s. So this is telling me, this is the 10 of Wands. Again, a fire energy. Wands are fire energy, bring forward fire energy. But you may have been carrying an unfair burden. You may have been carrying more than your share of the load, and that is changing now. And I'm being pulled very strongly to facilitating others. It will be important for you to facilitate others stepping into their own power this month. Let's have a look at what's at the bottom. We've got this beautiful, expansive fire energy. For some, your ship is actually going to be coming in. There are around leadership and control. There are decisions to be that will need to be made. And again, this is handing over control, because you may have been carrying an unfair burden here. The Hierophant card and having faith underneath the victory card, absolutely beautiful, and the Ace of Cups. You're actually being assisted with this new beginning, Sagittarius. You're being divinely assisted. So don't be insecure with this Four of Pentacles. Do not be insecure because you're being helped with this situation that may have been rough for you in the past, but is actually changing right now. And will continue to change through December. But for some Sagittarians, expect something really, I think it's quite strong, something new coming through with these threes. Again, 3 is all about creativity. So something new, an offer that will stretch you in this way, in some way. So let's pull 3 cards for Sagittarius from the Aboriginal Oracle. 3 cards for Sagittarius from the Aboriginal Spirit Oracle by Mel Brown. 3 cards for Sagittarius. 3 cards for Sagittarius for the month of December. Okay, responsibility, and it ties in with this 10 of Wands and the Hierophant card. I feel that just as you're going to be facilitating others to step into their power, you also need to take responsibility for yourself, and particularly around your health and well-being if you've been working too hard. Here's our creativity. You also need to be responsible for your own creativity. Creativity is an essential part of our essence. It allows us to really to manifest and start to create in the present for the future. And so you have that responsibility. So you're might get a little bit of a nudge from Spirit that if you have been putting a project on the back burner, that you need to bring it forward. And also turmoil here. So again, this shutting down of for some, perhaps a difficult situation, allowing others to take responsibility as well, because there is this time for rest for you, Sagittarius. As we close down that year, it's been full on. So at the bottom of the pack, we've got standing in the truth, understanding your truth, and it is around your closest relationships. And I do feel that once that is done, there is achievement there for you. Again, I'm getting drawn to this Six of Wands, accomplishment, achievements. So, lovely cards for you, Sagittarius. I can't see anything negative there. I feel that you will be handing over and facilitating leadership amongst others because you may have been taking on too much for yourself. But that's coming to an end. For other Sagittarians, there is going to be something very, very strongly positive coming forward to you in the month of December with that Empress card with the Six of Wands, and there is the divine at play also in any karmic situations that you've been facing. There is the divine assistance there with the Hierophant coming forward and the Wheel of Fortune. So let's now move to Leos and find out what's on the horizon for Leos in December. Leos in December, let me just freshen up the pack a little bit, cut the deck and move from Sagittarius's energy into Leo energy. Leo, of course, the Sun card, very much another fire sign, big picture thinkers, very expansive. I think last time I read for Leo, I felt they were getting a bit of a look at the big picture and perhaps also some lessons there about who are the puppet masters, I think, who are pulling the strings and how that might affect them. There was some learning in November for Leos. Let's have a look at how that panned out, how that will pan out for December. Tell me about Leos in December. Leos, what's happening for Leos in December? What's happening for Leos? What's happening for Leos in December? Leos in December. What's happening for Leos in December? Okay, so we've got judgment. We've got some endings here, necessary endings, even though the ending might have come as a bit of a surprise to you. With these double tens, it was almost inevitable, which is, again, my heart goes out to any Leos who had something abruptly end that they didn't foresee. But again, I'm reminded of the divine intervention in everything. And so particularly with the judgment, this was something that had to end. And I'm reminded that in every ending there is a new beginning. We've got justice. So again, something could have ended and it could have been unfair to you. And so you may be grappling with wanting justice, with wanting the scales to be balanced. I think for some Leos, again, something unfair could have occurred. Something ended that may have ended unfairly or that may have been unjust in some way. But I'm getting a pull here to the 1 in the Justice card. It is number 11 in the tarot, and so we have this 10 and this 1. So endings and new beginnings are very, very much coming forward in this spread. The 7 of Cups, there are now choices for you to make, because whatever ended, you might still be reeling. Again, the month of November may not have been easy for Leos. You might still be reeling with the injustice here, and it is time to make a choice. But I have every faith that Leos will make the right choice here. You need to take some time to really process what has happened, what has occurred here, so that the fog can lift and you can make that choice, because there is this palace here, the palace of your dreams, and I'm very much drawn to the rainbow, which is reflecting in this front cup here. And so there is a good choice for you to make. And as we progress with these readings, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that as we move through December, you're going to be faced with a lot of choices, because we've got the Knight of Wands here. This is action coming forward, and really after you start to process what has ended and you make these choices, you're going to find that you've got a lot to offer, you've got a lot to bring forward, that it's not all negative, and that what happened in the past, while it was unjust, is also a learning experience for you. And perhaps the learning is to have faith in your skills and abilities, and I do feel that you're going to achieve that as we move toward the close of December. Yes, you are going to be moving on from the situation that had to occur. This is a good moving on. This is moving from troubled waters into calmer waters. And, you know, Leos love life. They're big picture thinkers. They're larger than life in many ways. And they are generally happy people, you know, because they're happiest when they're doing and they're achieving. So I do feel that whatever closed down for you was actually a good thing, even though you can't see it at the moment, because we've got the Ten of Swords here right underneath the Justice card. Lots of tens in this reading, inevitable tens. I think when I did, I might have done TAROTSCOPES in January for the new year in 2019, and this was actually foreseen in the Leo reading, unfortunately. There was a lot of change and a lot of ending of cycles. But I'm reminded here that this Six of Swords is suggesting a moving away from troubled waters into a better environment for you. Even though you can't really see it at the moment. We've got the Emperor card sitting underneath the Seven. Sevens are all about learnings as well, so it is important that you take the time to learn about what this situation was that occurred for you. The Emperor is suggesting the lesson is around control. The lesson is around, again, I come back to the puppet masters and really learning about who is in control. And you're going to take away from this lesson around building a foundation of control within yourself so that you're not so much subject to the puppet masters. You're actually going to be taking the control yourself. We've got the Eight of Cups and turning your back and walking away from this situation. Again, you know, this is mixed energy because when you've got the Judgment card coming forward, and the Justice card straight, you know, in quick succession, there has been a loss that has occurred. But I'm reminded that it's sitting underneath the Knight of Wands. So even though it was a loss, with this Eight of Cups, it's actually bringing forward this new creative, this new passion, this new inspirational energy. But I do feel that there is a time now in December to do some learning and some reflection. And don't be disappointed. There is this cup left for you, and it is glowing, Leo. It is glowing for you to pick, and you already know that because you're looking at it. Your head's turned up. You're looking at the cup. You're not looking at what you lost here. You're looking at what you potentially can gain. And so here we go. As we move through December, you're moving into this one energy, lots of tens, but lots of ones as well, and learning to manifest. You're going to be manifesting for 2020. And I do feel that you're going to be given some choices in that regard as well. There was a truth in relation to this Judgment card and this Justice card. There was a truth that had to come forward. This Page of Swords brought some information out. That's a sharp dagger that page has. It's sitting right underneath the Emperor. So the lesson here, the truth that came forward was you needing to have more control in the situations and not allowing the control to go to the puppet masters. Yeah, unfortunately, November was a difficult month. Here we go with our Queen of Wands, our fire energy. Look what's happening now. As we move through the learning, as we move through the reflection, as we move through the choices, getting through the smoke screen, learning the lesson here. We're moving into this Knight and this Queen, this fire energy, Leo, right where you're comfortable, which is beautiful. You're going to be actually seizing that inspiration, seizing that passion and moving forward. Let's have a look at what's at the base of the pack. We've got the Ten of Cups. You know, one of the things that you've learnt is the value of unconditional love. You've learnt the value of support. You've learnt the value of family. So you're not going to be taking anything for granted, I feel. Family, community, friendships have really gotten you through this very, very difficult period. of loss here. But I'm understanding that we're moving from loss. This is the base of the pack, what's happening in real time. We're moving into the magician energy. That's and also this fire energy with the knight and the Queen of Wands. And once that happens, as you move through December, you're going to find that you will close down these old cycles very, very quickly, because there is new with this Chariot. There is new coming forward, just as the in the midst of this closing down, this loss, potentially injustice, there's new coming forward, and we've got the Nine of Wands, and again, it's sitting underneath the Knight and the Queen. So the lesson here with this Emperor, because I'm really being drawn to the Emperor card, the lesson here is to put those boundaries up, to take back control yourself. And I am seeing the Three of Cups. There is celebration coming up for you, Leos, and it is after a Tower moment. But I am reminded that this is moving through situations that weren't serving you, and moving into this Page of Cups energy, this new start. So for some Leos, there is this emotion here, as well as the inspiration and the fire energy. So be gentle with yourself as you're learning the lessons. It's been an important one, and you're actually going to be stronger and moving forward for it. So I really want to say to the Leos that I might be speaking to, where something has occurred, you are rediscovering your passion, taking the lessons on board, rediscovering your passions, moving into this manifesting energy, but also understanding that the person you need to give control to is not to the puppet masters, not to anyone else. You need to take control yourself. So that energy will come forward as we move through December for you. So good luck with that, Leos. All right, 3 cards from the Aboriginal Oracle deck for you, Leo, and then we'll move into Aries. Okay, 3 cards for our Leos, our beautiful Leos that have been doing it a little bit tough. 3 cards for Leo. Yeah, don't get bogged down in what has happened. It's easy when we're in turmoil to stop and stand in the one place. Don't get bogged down, because it won't. There's no movement when we do that. So make sure that you're keeping your thoughts positive, and also getting out, and as at this time, family and friends, and your community is going to be very important to you. It's tough. Whatever's occurred for the Leos that I'm speaking to, don't forget to go easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself up about this. There was some injustice that did occur, and we've got the hands of friendship. Never forget that if you've had somebody that might have stabbed you in the back, for example, understand that there are plenty of good people in this world. There are plenty of people that just won't do that to you. Use your intuition. Take that control. Bring that balance in, and you will grow from this experience, Leo. All right, let's move toward our. I've just got a notice here. I will just close down that. Let's move toward our Aries people here, our Arians. Aries, lovely fire energy. I see Aries, the Aryan energy, as coming through, and they are movers and shakers. They shake things up, and consequently they lead as well. They burn a path for us to follow. Very, very strong energy for Aryans. I think they're ruled by Mars. So let's have a look at what's occurring for Aries in December. What's happening for Aries in December? Yeah, I feel that there is change on, that they're pushing through change. It's almost as if, as I said, they're burning that pathway through, not just for them, but for others to follow in some way. This is a renewal for them, a regeneration. If I have a card in my Oracle deck for regeneration, I would probably pull that for Aries, I'm feeling. So let's have a look at what's coming up for Aries in December. What's happening for Aries? Aries in December. What's happening for Aries? What's happening for Aries in December? Aries in December. Yeah. Okay. So we've got the Five of Pentacles. So what I got an image there of a cup, almost like a chalice, and I feel that for some Arians they're looking for the Holy Grail in some way, and this could be just because they are, unsettled with possibly the way they're living at the moment, and they're looking for something new. The Five of Coins is showing me an energy where Arians, they don't like to be on the outside looking in. They like to be in on the inside creating, and forging that path for themselves and for others. So again, this could be some Arians could be a little bit isolated. They may need to reconnect with their community. They may need to find a passion and a project and pull that and drive that forward. For other Arians, they've got their eye on their finances, and potentially ways of increasing their financial security. We've got the Magician card here, so they will be trying to manifest greater financial security, but also within themselves, manifesting abundance is where I feel it's at for Arians at the moment. And we've got the Five of Swords. So, again, lots of fives here, lots of, I feel, challenges to the way that they're living or their own individuality. They're not entirely satisfied with the way things have been going, and they want to start something new again. They're looking for passion. They're looking for projects. Here we've got the Queen of Wands here. So some Arians might be feeling a little bit empty. A little bit, okay, what's next for me? And they're looking for this cause. They're looking for this inspiration with this Queen of Wands. Yeah, and manifesting abundance in their lives again. That's what they're wanting as we move through December. That's what they're intuitively, with this Queen of Wands, intuitively feeling. Got the King of Swords here, and there is a need for some Arians to plan their financial security, to bring forward a strategy for that, but also to perhaps face some truths as well. With this Magician card here, I feel Arians will be thinking across a range of subjects in December, from their financial security through to perhaps relationships, through to satisfaction and inspiration and passion, and how to reignite that for 2020. Some have been dealing with a very difficult situation as well with this Five of Swords. There could be those around them that have perhaps not done the right thing by our Arians. This is an abuse of power in some way. This could even be money going out of someone's hands. And there is a need to, again, take control. But let's keep going with the reading. I've got this Knight of Wands. There's a lot of fire energy in this for Arians, and it is around manifesting something new. It's almost like they're wanting to refine their mojo and move forward with that. And I do feel with this Magician, they're actually going to be quite successful, because this is the beginning of something again. We've got the Four of Swords underneath the Five of Swords. So whatever's occurred here, this is being wounded in battle. But this Knight, if you look very closely in this card, This knight who's retreated and has been wounded in battle actually wants to get on the horse again and start again and charge forward again. So this is getting back on the horse after potentially something has gone wrong, perhaps some kind of abuse of power by somebody close. I feel, unfortunately, somebody close to Arians have let them down, and they've taken a bit of a hit, but never fear, Arians bring forward that driving, inspirational, burning that pathway. That's what Arians are going to be wanting to do in December. And guess what? They're going to be successful, because here we have the Wheel of Fortune coming forward. Things are going to start to change for the better. They are going to reignite something in their lives. They're going to manifest what they want. So they're moving perhaps where the 2019 might have been a little bit of this being left out in the cold, not being at the center here, not being the manifester. They're actually rediscovering and moving into this energy in 2020 with this lovely Wheel of Fortune, suggesting things are going to change for the better. What's happening right now? Yes, there was a situation that let them down, some kind of deception here with this Seven of Swords. They had to be quite logical and objective to get to the bottom of this. But I do feel that this is what they've done. They've been doing a lot of thinking about this situation, and it's not been in vain, because I feel that they're going to be moving forward. Now we've got the Six of Coins here, so giving and receiving help. Some money is coming in to balance the scale. I'm particularly drawn to the 5 there. So we've got a new cycle coming up, and we've got a new financial cycle as well. Sorry about that noise in the background, Aries. Look, we've got the King of Wands here. I think December's a really important month for you, because I do feel you'll be stepping forward back into that leadership position that you love so well, and creating things. So you're moving from retreat back into your comfort zone, which is leadership, driving forward passions and projects, and we've got choices to be made. So again, with every I do feel around money too. I feel that there's choices to be made. You know, don't operate with any illusions. It's very important for you to be objective with that King of Swords there. Very important for you to be objective at the moment, and not really repeat the same kind of conditions that may have led to really a worsening in the second half of 2019 in certain areas of your life. But again, I'm reminded that this is all about cycles. It's all about learning. And so I think that there is a lesson in this Seven of Cups for you to choose wisely. Perhaps to think about the lessons that came forward for you in 2019, and not to repeat them. Because there are choices for you to make around, I think, what drives you, what excites you, what feeds your passions, where you want to put your focus. There are choices to be made to express. Again, in November, I talked about the essence of you, to express who you are in 2020. That's what you're thinking about. And I do feel that you may actually let go of some older situations that haven't been working for you, and start to step forward and be the leader in your own life. So not just leading for others, but understanding that rather than being outside looking in, leading your own life from the front with inspiration and passion. It's almost like the Pied Piper analogy that I'm getting. Others can follow your example. So some lessons for Arians, but also moving into their passions and reigniting that wonderful creative fire energy. So there is new on the horizon in 2020 for you, and you'll be thinking about that in December. So good luck with that, Aries. Let's just draw 3 cards from the Aboriginal Oracle deck by Mel Brown. What's happening for Aries in December? Aries in December. What's happening for Aries? Take some time to rest too with that Four of Swords. I'm just getting the stillness coming forward, that feeling of stillness and relaxation. Quiet the mind, quiet the passion, quiet the inspiration, quiet the thoughts that keep going around and around, and sit in that stillness and allow the messages to come forward for you for what's right for you in 2020, where you should be putting your energies, that beautiful fire energy of yours. Allow those messages to come forward to you in stillness, and they will. So what's happening for Aries in the month of December? Okay, manifestation. I think you had the Magician. Manifestation, you will be manifesting for 2020. Absolutely, very strong validation on that. Ancestral wisdom, that's interesting. You have a lot to give in relation to helping others, but helping others with Arians tap into a very deep I don't know how to describe it. It's a layer of I think it's how do I put it? It's sort of a knowing, particularly around family situations as well. There is a role for you, I feel, in helping others in your immediate circle, in your immediate community. And don't forget that self-respect, acknowledging who you are, standing in your own truth, acknowledging your capabilities, your skills, what you bring to the table is very important. Yeah, and this could have been a source of frustration for you in the past. It's like, what's my role? Why am I on the outside? Why can't I? You're leaving all of that behind in 2020 because it has caused you some grief, and you're moving into manifestation. We've got the Mother Goddess here. So I think the three important cards which are from this Oracle deck, which mirror the tarot that I pulled for you. Manifestation is very important. Ancestral wisdom, drawing on the essence, finding that stillness within, but also understanding your skills, your capabilities, and how you can be of service. Because I do feel with this Mother Goddess card here, it is around being of service to those around you and to your community. You'll find your passion. You'll find where you need to be in 2020. I think that's what you'll be doing in December 2019. Good luck with that, Aries. Okay, so they're the fire signs for December. Thank you for tuning in.